Today, we're going to talk about some tips to help you choose a real estate agent. So before I start, if you like this channel, hit like. If you hate it, hit hate. I am licensed in 48 states to do mortgages, and I am here to help you guys. Okay, so what would I look for if I was looking for a real estate agent? A couple different things. Number one, I need to get along with them. It's so important that you and your real estate agent are on the same wavelength. It doesn't matter how good their reviews are or how many houses they sell if you feel like crap every time you talk to them. Okay. And I say that because it happens a lot where people are like, well, I don't really want to ask them. They're kind of mean, or they're always busy, or, they don't call me back. Those are all red flags that you're working with the wrong real estate agent. So that's number one. You've got to get along with them. You have to feel comfortable with them. You need to feel like they have your back. Okay. Number two, market expert. Yeah, this is important. There's far too many people that just go with whatever real estate agent they find at an open house, or maybe their dog sister's dog groomer's cousin is a real estate agent. There's so many people going with real estate agents without doing any research, and I think it's a horrible idea. The difference in you getting a house is going to depend on your real estate agent. You could be in the easiest market, and I see this all the time. So I'm going to use Houston, Texas as a great example. We'll have clients where they're with a real estate agent where I'm like, I don't know about this, but they love them. And I'm like, okay, if you love them, whatever you want. They're still looking for houses 2 years later. Guys, if the person is not a market expert, you are never going to find a house. You might fall into one, but it may not be the best option for you. You may not get the best price. You may not know about your ability to negotiate. There's a lot of stuff that you're going to miss out on if you're not working with a market expert. So, would I personally work with a part-time real estate agent? No. No, I wouldn't work with a part-time lender. I wouldn't work with a part-time title officer. I wouldn't work with a part-time dog groomer, guys. I would not work with a part-timer. If I'm going to be paying someone, right? And here's the thing. People go, well, the seller pays the buyer's commission. That's true. The seller does pay for the buyer's agent, but guess how they pay for it? It's in the cost of what you pay for the house. So you are, in fact, in a roundabout way, paying your agent's commission. So with that given, knowing that you're paying that, right? On a $400,000 house, 3%, agents generally make between 2 and 3%. So let's say 3%, they're making $12,000. I want you to ask yourself this question. Would I pay this person out of my pocket $12,000? And if the answer is no, they're not the right agent for you. It's that simple. People are always, sorry, I'm going to be sniffling because my allergies are crazy. People are always saying, oh, well, I find the houses online and they take them to me. Guys, if they're taking you to those houses and you're finding them online, ask for a part of their commission towards your closing costs because you're doing all the work. Seriously, I want you guys to understand you need an expert. You want an expert. Period. I don't care if your cousin's wife is a real estate agent and it's going to cause trouble if you don't use her and she just got her license last week. No, this is your future. This is your house. This is your financial commitment. All that is noise. Okay. So how do I find a market expert? Great question. So if you're in the area, the first thing I would say is drive around the neighborhood. Drive around the neighborhood you like. Whose signs are out? Okay, because that's going to tell you who has most of the listings. Now, if there's a ton of different agents and there's no consistent themes, that makes it a little more challenging. Most parts, you'll see that there's 1 or 2 real estate agents just dominating the market. I see that consistently wherever I go. There's usually 1 or 2 that just have a lock hold on the market. Okay, so that's probably a market expert, right? Everyone's listing with them. But is a listing agent always the right answer? No. So what do you do? Okay, here's what I would do. So let's say that tomorrow I move to Memphis, Tennessee. What I would do is I would put in Google, I would say top real estate agents, Memphis, Tennessee, Zillow. Yep. So Zillow is going to give me a list, and it should be by how many reviews they have. Who has the most reviews? Reviews are a good tell if someone's great. What Zillow also will show you in most parts of the country is how many sales that person has in the last 12 months. Okay. If I see 0 sales in the last 12 months, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. I want to see a good number in the last 12 months. So what would I determine a good number? It depends on the area. There's some areas, like if the houses are $100,000 by where you guys are, um, an agent's going to have to be selling at least 12 to 24 to even have that be their full-time job, right? That's kind of the stuff you want to think about. But like 0 sales, 1 sale in the last 12 months, I would not be doing it personally. These are my personal opinions, so feel free to disagree, but no way. I would be going through, okay, how many reviews do they have? I would click on it and I'd be looking to see how big their team is, because sometimes what you'll see is you'll be like 500 5-star reviews. That's great. But then it's like the team's like 40 people. And so what that means is that it's all of those people contributing to the amount of sales into the reviews. That's not as real, right? Then you've got to go, okay, 500 divided by 40, and you've got to go through the different little bubble heads, right? Because you don't necessarily get to pick. If you're going after one of these big teams, you may not be able to pick the real estate agent you want. If you're looking at a big team, figure out who you want. When you call, ask for that person. If you can't have that person, walk away. I see way too much with big teams where they will hand you off to the most junior person, right? Because they get a cut of all the money no matter what. They're getting a cut. They're just trying to bring in as many real estate agents as they can so they can grow their business, not necessarily to serve you, but to grow their business, make more money, bring in more agents, throw people at them, throw people at them. That's not what you want. What you want is the agent that's been in the market that, like, my favorite agents are ones that don't have a big team and are not going to put me with their team. Sorry, it's true. If I'm paying for, let's say it's a $400,000 house, it's going to be built in the price. But if I end up paying, right, because I'm paying for the whole thing, 12 grand for an agent, I want them to be a market expert. I want them to negotiate for me. Now, look, would I be cool with a junior agent showing me a property? Yeah, totally. But who do I want doing the negotiation? I want the seasoned real estate agent with a lot of experience doing the negotiation. So that's a question you guys have to ask, because we're seeing so much of this right now with these super teams where it looks really impressive, but then when you start dialing down to what you actually get, it's not impressive. Okay. So I love a real estate agent that, hasn't gotten to the point where they have a ton of people on their team, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3. Um, it's like the sweet spot before they just go into that mode of never being able to talk to them again. So I'm a big fan of that. There are some teams that are amazing. Okay. So like I know of a team in Sonoma County where, a couple of the agents on that team are better. They are better than the main person on the team. They're way better. But on that team as well, they're also always hiring new people that don't have a clue. And if you're a Zillow lead, right, you're generally going to go to the person with no clue. Now, you may go, well, wait a second. I clicked on this house and it said that Becky could take me to see it. Is that a good agent? Guys, that's just someone who's paying Zillow for leads. So you need to know this. Zillow sells people as leads, as does Realtor.com. They all do. So if you say, yes, I want to see this house at this time, like you're scheduling it, the person you're going to is not the best agent. It's who has paid Zillow or Realtor.com in order to have you as a lead. So be hyper aware of that, because a lot of times when people are starting out their business, or if someone has a big team and they're trying to feed the baby agents, that is how they get fed, right? Because if you're able to just set up a time on these websites and a real estate agent shows up, do you think the best real estate agent in the market is going to be showing up for that to an unqualified lead? They don't know you from anything. They don't know if you're pre-approved. They don't know what your price point is. All they know is you want to see a house at 9. No way. You're not going to get the best agents doing that. Okay, so really dig into reviews. I would also check out Google third-party reviews and see if anyone has some. So we don't see as many real estate agents getting Google reviews, but if they have some, it's a good sign. It's a good sign that their clients like them, as long as they're positive. And when it comes to reviews, it's important to note, like if someone just had like a bunch of 5-star with no comments, I would totally say those are botted. It's not realistic. If someone's taking the time to review a real estate agent or a lender during a transaction, it's generally because they had a really good experience and they want you to know about it so you feel safe. It's not just 5 stars. Now, look, does that happen sometimes? Yeah, totally. Like I've got a couple of those, but it's not the norm. So if you see someone where they have 100 reviews, they're all 5 stars with no comments, probably not real. Okay, what else? What else? What else? Price point. Oh my God, so important. So, if you guys are looking for a $400,000 house, Zillow in most parts of the country will show you what houses the agent has sold, since Zillow's been tracking their data. So if you're looking at it and you're like, oh, every single house is like 350, 425, 475, 310, 350, great. That's great. If you're looking at it and it's 186, 125, 180, 92, 125, not the right agent for you, right? You want to try to find someone who is an expert in the price point that you're looking at. So if you're looking at a $400,000 house, in a perfect world, you want the agent's average to be between 350 and 500, maybe 3 and 500 to give you a big swoop. But if you're looking at it and the agent's at $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, and you're trying to buy a $400,000 house, you're probably not going to get priority treatment. Unless it's like that agent is your mother's best friend, you're not going to get priority treatment. And they may not know as much about the $400,000 market as an agent that does that market every day. So I would definitely be looking at price point. I would be looking at what they've sold. Are these the type of houses? Are these the type of neighborhoods I'd want? And then last but not least, we circle back to what we talked about in the beginning. Set up a time to talk to them and just really get a feel for what they're about. See how they treat you. If they just like talk to you for 6 minutes and put you on a list where you get automatic listings, that's crap. I think that's crap. They need to have a real conversation with you about your goals, why you want specific neighborhoods, and look, everyone does the automatic listings. The reason they do it is because they can actually see most of the time on their end what you're looking at, how long you're looking at it. Did you look at it more than once? Seriously. And it alerts them to reach out to you. But if they're just sending you a gobbledygook of listings that have no premise, what are they really doing to earn that money? And that's what you guys need to think about. What are they really doing to earn that money? The last thing to be aware of, because this is a new development in mortgage land. Oh, hold on, guys. Allergies are so bad. Um, are they also trying to be your lender? So there's a new thing where basically real estate agents can get their mortgage license, or they can just tie with a bank. And there's lenders who are courting them saying, hey, if you just put this link on your website, we'll do all the loan work and you'll get a big fat paycheck from it. And since they're licensed lenders and they're pretending to be licensed lenders, they can legally get that fat paycheck. So if the realtor is saying, hey, look, no, my team will do your loan, and they send you to a link and it's like a call center or it's like some lender where you're like, wait, what? Wait, I thought you were going to be my lender. That's what's going on. So really a red flag for that. Because I have to say the real estate agents that I think that are going to fall for this whole the mortgage lender saying, oh, give me all your leads and I'll give you a cut, they're not the best agents, right? It's that simple, because a good agent knows that for the long term of their brand, right, they need you to be happy. And whenever someone else is coming to the party to make more money off the deal, they're just making more money off of you. So really watch out for that. That's something we're going to see a lot of over the next year, unless the government gets involved and realizes that the rule they let out is actually being perverted and will harm consumers. So I hope this video has been helpful. As always, guys, I'm licensed in 48 states, so please feel free to reach out.